time zone in between, we will have the rap station COVID-19 Crisis Talk, Hip Hop Town Hall, one-on-one with MC Lazarus, a.k.a. the most relevant MC of the world because he's also a doctor, Dr. Khan. So you want to be there and check that out. For real. You want to listen to every word he spits and what he says.
That's right. Coming straight, Dr. Khan, Lazarus, Chuck D. Salute.
So you want to tune in exclusively right here on Rap Station. You're not going to see this anywhere else. It's time to pay attention, not play attention, hip-hop. Y'all see it on the screen. Chuck D, right here. I'm actually practicing my social distance, more than 5 feet from y'all, and also more than 5 feet from our honored guest who's talking from another state at the same time. It's the world we live in. I don't need it in the studio and everybody's cool. What's up? Welcome. The rap station COVID Crisis Talk Hip Hop Town Hall, one-on-one in a very relevant situation. Most relevant /MD right now in hip hop right about now because this is a crucial time that we probably never ever witnessed. And I've been here almost 60 years. I mean, a couple months away from that. I've never seen anything like this. Make sure history is not a mystery because when it's not a mystery, you can look up and see other times like this and other times of pandemics and sicknesses and things that ran across the world. And also being across the world, 116 countries, I've seen situations where there's some kind of urgency dealing with disease, pestilence, and all those other things. So we have Dr. Khan, a.k.a. Lazarus, who's a MD and an MC on the front lines. And I'm very happy we got you on this tonight to clear some myths, to answer some questions, and also like to draw the line of what it takes to be on that front line as an MC and communicating as an MC, as you've been doing for years. It's not one of these things where you all of a sudden wanted to MC one day, doctor, or you just wanted to become a doctor. Neither of those things happen fast. And so, welcome, Doc. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Alhamdulillah, man. I'm just out here right now in Vegas. Glad to be off from work today. Just working on the front lines, man. But before I get into that, man, I just wanted to give you a salute, to the godfather of hip hop himself, Chuck D, for giving me this platform to speak. It's a crazy time, like you said. It's never been witnessed before, and there's people that's genuinely scared out there in the world, man. There's fear everywhere. And, we want to try to dispel that fear and also give people some information that's going to be worthwhile for them at the same time.
I dealt with you on this platform because during this crisis where everybody's been locked in the crib, locked down, can't go nowhere, what we've seen is the passage of people being citizens into netizens. Because a lot of citizens, I guess, rights were kind of, pushed to the back. I wouldn't say
right.
But saying, no, this is sort of like a law telling you don't go nowhere or else.
Right.
So a lot of people got acclimated to the Instagrams out there and the Facebook Lives and the YouTubes and all the social platforms, which is great for the average, for the public. For content makers and producers and creators, maybe this, it's an option to have your own voice without, a middleman. And this is what Rap Station has always been about. We've been about the hip-hop epicenter, 10 station channels on the other side of this application for years. But now it's come front and full circle, the need to actually come on a platform like this and be able to speak straight out without anything pulling you down, tapering you. And this goes out to all the other providers, content creators and producers out there. You want to put your stuff on your .com, your own stuff. You want to store things on your hard drives and not necessarily push your stuff and keep it stored on other platforms, which could be one hack away. And that's now we've seen in the real world of citizens, people have been saying for the longest time, we one major virus away from a pandemic, chaos, disorder, and also a crumbling effect to all these things around us that people, especially in the Western world, Northern Hemisphere, take for granted. And here we are. So when the most relevant MC at this particular time is because we're dealing with the most relevant, crucial situation ever. So,
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
hip-hop wise, we want to keep it hip-hop. I saw Willie D and Scarface. On Willie D's show, he had Scarface on talking from, from his bed, saying he was down for 8 weeks, and then he had kidney failure. We lost a person you just did a track with not too long ago, 35 years old, Fred the Godson.
Mm-hmm.
Jazzy Jeff, I reached out to Jazzy Jeff not long ago. He said, yo, Chuck, he said it was crazy. So right now, man, people say whatever they want to, but right now, at this point, I pointed to you as being a person to deliver actual life.
Right. And you know, Chuck, it's crazy because it's like, you know, the situation kind of gave me that responsibility because as you know, and you've been following me since about 2014, man, you know, I'm a people's rapper, man. There's rappers out there, man. They have various topics they talk about that's, you know, maybe relevant to the party that's going on Friday night or Saturday night. But man, like I've always been keen on making hip hop that's relevant for the people at large, man, and just speaking on topics that other people might be a little scared to talk about. So I've always been the people's MC. So being a people's MC, man, there's a responsibility that comes with it. And me being a physician on top of being an MC, I feel like I'm in a position of responsibility where I need to share the information that I'm getting from the hospital and the patients that I'm seeing and communicating that to the people because the youth and the masses, they listen to hip hop as their education. And my way to educate people is through the rhymes, through the hip hop and through those tools.
Yeah, and one of the misnomers about hip hop and rap, you know, and you let the narrative of let's say the media say it, it's a youth music, it's only people. And how could something that's been around and recorded wise since 1979, and 42 years, just appeal to a certain demographic? If a demographic leaves hip hop, that means something wasn't upkept for them to stay around. But we can go on rap station and all other things, not to just sell what we do. But this is real and this is serious to us, where you can listen to hip hop at 52, just like you with John Coltrane or Miles. So,
and you know that barrier. I'm not to cut you off, but that barrier with hip hop is that it's a divide that people have in society that's broken with hip hop. You see people in the concert halls that you do in front of all those people. You see people of all cultures and races uniting through hip hop, and that's the power of it. You know what I'm saying?
And you've been rhyming with Wu-Tang for the last 5 years on tour with them. And if people don't know that, where do you go to find out about that? And the rest of the world is so far advanced on hip hop. If it was an Olympic, would the United States of America even get the brass? So this is where we're trying to bring it full circle to say that you can have a conversation, be in hip hop, but still have a conversation that's pertinent to saving, humanity and also making you have a clear vision ahead. I mean, I saw another great show I see online is Chris Broussard, the sports writer. I'm on his show next week. And he had the great Craig Hodges from the Chicago Bulls, and they talk about The Last Dance. And something very serious about athletes and entertainers. And so when the media or all out the powers that be out there try to infantile us, Craig simply said, at which point in time are we mature? And hip-hop has an element about itself that can be not just the party in the room, but the security at the door. And that's why I give you those props just to start this off, bro.
Man, I appreciate that so much, man. And just like you said, it's times like this that spawn the type of content that's coming out. Like I just played you my new song with Fred the Godson, man. And shout out to 80 Empire for producing that record, man. But like you asked me in the past, like, yo, how does an event like this affect you musically? And, I'm the type of person, I'm on the front lines, I'm in the hospital, I'm treating the patients. But at the same time, when I get inspired musically, like I have to jump in the studio and express that as well. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, that's the beauty of hip hop music, man.
Now, have you seen and heard some ridiculous nonsense out there, bro? Like that makes you as a doctor shake your head like where the hell they get that from?
Man, all the time, like the 5G theory, man. I mean, it's like people come up with these little illogical things and they start saying that like these cell phone towers are causing this radiation that's decreasing our immune system. But, I've been trying to do the study on my end. There ain't no medical journal talking about it. The American Cancer Society has stated that, radio frequencies needed to cause any kind of DNA damage, we're not getting that from any cell phone tower or from any cell phone. You know what I'm saying? That's just a ludicrous statement that people are making. But I'm here to tell people what the real is from what I see in the hospital. People still thinking this is not real. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people saying that celebrities are getting paid to say, that they have the virus when, you know what I'm saying? Everybody feel like there's some other kind of agenda behind it. But the bottom line is this is real. I see it.
So people get their information basically coming through these gadgets. So whatever, whatever they sucking on that comes that way, they're going to go spit it right back and say, this is what it is, be it through a chat or whatever. We hear and we see all that. But when it comes down to the life and death thing, like it's hitting major cities, when you have people living like on top of each other and cheek to jowl, they can't have social distance, really. Urban cities ain't playing like that.
Yeah.
So how does a virus spread, get that fact out? How
So there's a lot of misinformation and myths about that too. But the bottom line is, man, the way that the virus is spreading is just the way the flu spreads, through respiratory droplets. So, Chuck, if somebody's coughing around you, sneezing around you, they got it. If that respiratory droplet gets into your eyes, nose, and mouth, that's how this virus is spread. So that's why, we want to make sure that if you're around a lot of people, to wear the mask, the surgical mask, and just make sure that you're not spreading that virus around to other people. Now, people thinking that it's in the air, that it's floating around. It's not floating around in the air. So when somebody coughs or sneezes it out, it's going to fall to the ground after that. So it's not just going to, if it was lingering in the air, everybody would have it right now.
Bro, I'm not a germaphobe, but I tell you, man, like when I'm on a plane, I purposely just count the amount of coughs and sneezes.
Yeah,
coming off.
That's like infinite right there.
Yo, man, it's crazy, man. So, okay, so therefore, the touching of an item, and they say, well, it can stay on metal for like a week or something like that. All that talk.
Yeah, no, it can. I mean, for 3 days, it can stay on surfaces. So, the best thing to do about that is just to make sure you ain't touching your face all the time. Try to keep your hands away from your face. Make sure you're sanitizing and washing your hands as frequently as possible. I mean, and those are practices that we should have been following.
Yeah, bro, I can tell you the amount of times I would go to a bathroom in the air. Dude that just went to the bathroom, goes to the bathroom and combs his hair and walks out and shakes hands.
People living like dirty animals, man. We got to stop that first and foremost.
What are the symptoms when they talk about a symptom?
Yeah,
somebody that has a symptom supposed to show.
So Chuck, unlike the flu, man, with the flu, you start having symptoms right away. So let's say you just got infected with it, right? So the next day you start having symptoms. It's a little different with this thing. It's that you could be asymptomatic. You could have no symptoms for 5 to 12 days. So up to almost 2 weeks. So now that's why it's important for us to continue this social distancing, is because a lot of people could be out there in the public. Imagine, Chuck, somebody that's in a concert hall that doesn't know they have it, and how many people they're spreading it to right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So you got the asymptomatic phase. The next phase of the virus is when somebody develops the fever. You start getting a 102, 103 fever, and then you're going to have a dry cough associated with it. So at that time, you think you might still have the flu, right? And then after that phase passes, you might even get better and feel like, okay, I conquered the virus, it's over. But that's when you hit the third phase. And the third phase is the dangerous phase. That's when you can't breathe. All of a sudden, you get winded to the point where you feel like you walked up 30 flights of stairs and you feel like the lungs of a 90-year-old is in you. So that's the time period when somebody needs to go to the hospital right away and get started on the treatment. Because the longer we wait to treat the patient, the worse their lungs are going to get.
That's when it sets in you. It says the setting, like, matter of fact, y'all tuned in to Rap Station. This is the COVID Crisis Talk Hip Hop Town Hall, one-on-one with the most relevant MC ever, Dr. Khan, a.k.a. Lazarus. He's a real MC. He's been around quite some time. He does stadiums and arenas with Wu-Tang, but he's a real doctor on the front line in his hospitals in a couple of cities in the United States. So don't get it twisted. This dude's the real dude. Anybody else you find is trying to figure out how to become an MC or how to become a doctor. This dude's both right here on the Town Hall Crisis. So I've heard like people that kind of like work out, get their wind right, they active and all that. Yeah. They pass through the virus or the symptoms quicker than somebody who's sedentary. They sit down all the time. people, so when they say quarantine, what does that actually mean? Somebody who's not moving and just kind of still all the time?
No. Being quarantined doesn't mean you sitting there like a vegetable. Being quarantined is basically you keeping your distance from the masses. You keeping distance from everyone around you, 6 feet. But, just kind of taking the proper precautions too, man. Make sure you're taking your vitamin C, Make sure you're taking zinc, black seed, ginger, all those things that's going to help boost your immune system so that you're ready to fight this virus if you get infected by it, man. So that's what the self-quarantining is. And if somebody has symptoms, let's say they got the fever and they got a dry cough, don't go to the hospital because you got a better chance of getting worse if you go to the hospital at that stage. So my advice as Dr. Khan is that don't go to the hospital till you can't breathe. That's the signal. Once you can't breathe, because there's people that don't get to that stage. Because like you said, they have strong immune systems and they might be able to fight the virus off. But if your virus happens to get to that stage where you can't breathe, that's when you got to go to the hospital and start on medication. And we can talk about that, momentarily.
So when you talk about, like, especially younger people, they coming in and out of the crib back in the beginning of this, right? And you got an older person at the house or whatever. Yeah. How does, he's kind of
so the best thing, obviously, the older person is the one that's going to be more prone to worsening of the virus. So we want to keep our distances from our elders, from our parents, from our uncles, aunts, people in close. We want to make sure that we're distant. We keep distant from them, and then we keep them safe because they're the ones that are most at risk with this virus. Wow. Not to say the young people can't get it, especially if they have asthma, COPD, anything like that.
So that's maybe one of the cases like Fred the Godson or somebody.
Yeah. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Fred had asthma.
See, and this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of cats, I'm saying artists 40 years under, kind of like seeing, and I'm saying musicians and artists, they've seen lifestyle habits that kind of like don't behoove longevity past 50. And I know a lot of artists are like, okay, I'm young, I'm 22, I'm not looking at 50, but what we've seen over the last 10 years is this cats crossing into that 40 zone. It's a danger zone, man, in the area of diabetes, hypertension, all these other factors, man.
Yeah.
Artist lost Stezo 2 days ago, heart attack. So all these other factors are coming in.
Matter of fact, I've actually seen that they've got a study showing that the high blood pressure, uncontrolled hypertension actually leads to 1.7 times the mortality factor with this virus. So you're that much more prone to die from it with hypertension. And hypertension, best believe, is very common and it's very uncontrolled all throughout the globe. Very
common. We all struggle. Look, I get my regimen on, and heredity, even affects, me trying to fight, those things, the hypertension and all that. Although I kind of like, you got to put it out of your mind and just go against the grain, to work out, eat right. And they still have this thing that lingers in you from their heredity. Is that true?
Yeah, no, definitely. People definitely can be more genetically prone to these kind of illnesses, man. And that's why we got to be real careful with what we eat as well. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we're maintaining diet, exercise. All those things play a part now, too. It's not just that, social distances is the only answer. No, we got to make sure we take care of our bodies because at the end of the day, how healthy we are is going to determine how we fight this virus.
Hey, listen, man, we know as a hip-hop generations, remember I said plural, right? Hip-hop nation around the world, it seems like cats always want to do the cool thing and then show everybody else the cool thing might be what they ingest.
Yeah.
But the cool thing ends up not really being the cool thing. Then that's it's too, man, like a bad viral move. Like if you got your smoke, but you balance that off, or if you drink it, but you balance it off with water, and I don't do neither, but I'm just saying that I've seen some cats who are really smart about knowing what goes inside them. And as opposed to some cats that just think they got to do it because they just like
and at this particular moment in time, we want to try to keep our lungs as free from irritants as possible. And that's a hard dialogue I have with a lot of people. It's a hard dialogue I have with a lot of people.
It's a hard dialogue because they look at you as an MC or MD. I mean,
it's hard because that's a part of so many people's everyday life to smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking weed, but I'm talking cigarettes and just getting any kind of smoke into your lungs or any kind of irritant. And right now, that's definitely going to make things worse from you if you get infected.
talking to Dr. Khan. We're talking to, the most relevant MC on planet Earth. This is what it is, bro. What it is. You're the most relevant. You should be covered by all these hip-hop magazines and all. I've been able to catch you a couple of times of us supporting you, as well as us supporting you at Rap Station, with DJ Vlad, giving you some time and big up to that.
Shout out to Vlad. What's up, Vlad?
Okay. You balance out the MC and hip-hop when you say something or you rhyme something that's clear as a bell. You must be also kind of like disappointed at the lack of know-how about you and also support.
Well, I mean, Chuck, the honesty about that, man, is basically like, the quote unquote, people in the business suits that have approached me in the past, man, if I told you I'll tell you the type of dialogues they've had with me is basically, intelligence does not sell. Don't be smart. Dumb your shit down. Talk like a second grader. It's kind of like, it's like you a slave and you being told, don't recite your name. So telling Kunta Kinte, don't say your name. It's like trying to hide who you are. You know what I'm saying?
That shit racist. But let me tell you, every time that dude, Dr. Fauci, got on TV, everybody was like listening like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you say one little thing that way, it was like almost like the old movie Trading Places.
Right. You censored. It's like censorship. And, the agenda is to keep us dumbed down and to keep marching around like animals. But the bottom line is, man, like, I'm trying to change the infrastructure of what is considered cool, because right now being an intellect and being smart and being on top of what's going on in the real world, that's not considered cool, unfortunately. But, I'm fortunate enough to have role models such as yourself, Chuck, to sway me the other way.
Well, I mean, my whole thing is like this forum is not like, I'm not going to come on this thing and like, okay, every time, I'm not going to do a weekly thing like Chuck D's Weekly, like I'm trying to be the Ted Koppel of hip hop. No, but this forum is going to be where I'm going to get behind somebody and other voices that want to use this forum and say something important and get behind it. Next week, I'm going to actually speak with a woman who I did a blurb for a book based on the food crisis, and how food has been weaponized, not just in the United States of America, but across the world. Her name is Kristen Lawless. And wrote the book called formerly known as Food, which made me do the song Food as a Machine Gun for Enemy Radio. Shout out to the Lord God E, also the David Snyder, Impossible See That. So what can people do? No, before I get into that, Frontlines, bro.
Yeah.
I'm asking Dr. Khan right here. I'm asking Lazarus, the most relevant MC and an MD right about now. People don't believe you. You on the front lines. What we've been seeing on all the news stories is workers who are dying for being the first responders on the front line. They talk about woman, the nurse that committed suicide. I think she was a doctor, and she committed suicide. She just saw too much in New York.
Too much.
And me and my family, my aunt, my uncle, not from the same thing, but it touched my uncle who came in to take care of his wife, my aunt. And, the tragedy is you got to almost process your mind like, this is war, man. So it
is war.
Not this war.
Yeah. So basically, man, I step foot in the hospital every single day. I have to basically make a prayer to myself that, look, whatever I'm about to go and do, whatever kind of risk I'm putting myself through right now, it's it's for humanity and it's for the right cause, man. And at the end of the day, we all gotta die, right? We all gotta go. Right. So for me to be in a position where I've taken an oath to save lives and to be this position, it's like my responsibility. I can't call off. You know what I'm saying? I can't take a day off. I have to go through. So I go to work every day with that mentality. So before I even walk in the hospital, they check my temperature and they make sure to check that I don't have symptoms just to even enter. So there's actual people that are guarding the entrance just to make sure that you're good to even walk into the hospital. Once they clear me and check my temperature is fine and I'm healthy, then I put my mask on, I go in the hospital. And as soon as I walk in, you got to understand, I'm constantly surrounded by people that are exposed to COVID-19. And I already know what kind of, repercussions a lot of people are having, healthcare workers. there's doctors in my hospital that are getting sick. One of the intensivists that I work with in the ICU, he's actually in quarantine and he's in very bad shape. So, you know, I'm walking with this kind of fear, but at the same time, it's like it's motivating me to be strong and to get through it. So I start seeing my patients, and then we have actually the COVID-19 patients are on a specific floor, right? So once I walk into that floor, I make sure I got my protection proper, my eye protection. You know, in the beginning, there were no supplies. We didn't have enough supplies. There was times where we had to keep reusing the same mask over and over again. And there's actually doctors that died from this, from having to reuse the same mask on patients over and over.
So what's this do to the hospital? It definitely stretches, because if you got one side of the hospital, which ain't a full side now, it ain't a full hospital, and they deal with the crisis. And then, you know, you still got hypertension, people coming there, heart attacks, trauma.
Right.
So it stretches it, right? It thins it out.
It does, but it's like, you know, we're trying to separate the patients. So the patients that come in to have, you know, the COVID-19 or the rule out for COVID-19, we're trying to keep them in a separate area so that also the health staff that are in that area could be properly protected, you know, with the right gear. So we have all the equipment in the right places. Because, you know, once you walk into that zone of the hospital and you start seeing those patients, you know, you got to basically just go in and you got to start checking. You got to put your stethoscope on these people. You got to listen to their lungs. You got to listen to how they're sounding, how they're doing, and how their symptoms are. And you're constantly in full exposure to this virus.
So right now the talk is swirling, which runs into like pharmaceuticals and all that talk about the money. Let's say the conspiracy that's out there. You know, they talk about remdesivir. They're talking about other things that kind of like building blocks in the trying to lead to a vaccine. And then the vaccine, you got these certain companies out there, and it's a big money game, but also is shrouded by saving the planet, and also shrouded by somebody who thinks that they could get the vaccine and all of a sudden go party or go to a Major League Baseball game by July.
Right.
All that to explain,
So I mean, right now there's a lot of different things that they're talking about. There's like antiviral medications that they're using in like China and Japan right now. And those medications, there's clinical trials that have been put forward. You know, not enough statistical data to show that these are definitive treatments, but data that shows that these are helping out. There's a antiviral called favipiravir, called Avigan, that they used on Wuhan patients in China. That's been showing some positive results. Is like you said, the remdesivir. That's an antiviral that's been used. That's showing some. They've been trying antibodies, plasma antibodies, and trying to use those on people too. So basically, antibodies after somebody's already passed the infection, and now trying to inject those into people to see if that helps treat them. But the medication, those are not FDA approved over here in the States. The only medication that we've been playing with right now is Plaquenil, and that's the medication. It's a malaria drug. It's a drug that is used for treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. And that medication, you know, there's talk out there that it doesn't work, that it does work. But I can tell you based on the patients that I have with COVID-19 that about 2/3 of those patients got better in about 2 to 3 days once they got started on Plaquenil. So that's definitely been shown, especially if started in the beginning of their symptom phase when they have the shortness of breath.
How about the temperature? You know, this is a question that people ask. When things heat up, it gets hot, you know, after summer. Does that...
Yeah, well, you know, they say that they've tested with heat, with UV light. That UV light actually disinfects people. But the thing about it is that it's not that light is not going to go into your body, you know, from inside. But if you have the virus on you, like on your shirt, on your hat, or whatever, and you stand outside in front of the UV light, then it's definitely going to help to take that off you.
We're talking to the most relevant MC ever in hip hop, the most relevant MC, especially at this time. MC, and he's an MD, and he got high marks in both of these. This is the COVID Crisis Talk Hip Hop Town Hall 101 with Lazarus, a.k.a. Dr. Khan. You kind of got, you know, some experience with Russell Simmons and All Deaf digital experience. Tell us about that, man, before we go back to
man. So, you know, my journey, man, this is at a phase when I was in medical school. So, you know, I'm over here studying 16 hours a day, 12 to 16 hours a day, and I'm doing the medicine. And then it's like anytime I just like you was talking about earlier, Chuck, man, sleepless nights. We don't sleep. And so basically when I'm in the medical mode, man, I want to write rhymes. I'm constantly inspired to drop bars.
So what happened? Came up in Detroit. So just come in Detroit, you know,
Yeah.
Eminem and all the cats out Royce.
So Chuck, man, basically, look, man, I was born and raised in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of start at the beginning of the story, man, my father, you know, he came from Pakistan. He came with $50 in his pocket and landed in Detroit City. So I came up, that's how I came up, and just being around him, you know what I'm saying? And he used to drive the ice cream truck, you know, that he was driving the ice cream truck. And I used to think, you know, me and my brother would be in the ice cream truck thinking that, you know, he's selling ice cream. I was like, he was slanging on an ice cream truck. So it was like, I saw that. I was being around that. And even with growing up with my brother, you know, my older brother's a Kronk fighter. He's a fighter. He's a boxer, man. He knocked his first opponent out in 59 seconds at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. Aretha Franklin was over there watching him on Ronald Hearns, Tommy Hearns' son's show, man. So he was a motivation for me because, you know, I came up in a time where I was made to feel less than a human being. And I'm not saying this to exaggerate something or say, I literally grew up feeling that I wasn't a human because I had experienced so much racism from people around me. You know, I'd be on a school bus, kids telling me, yo, take that sand off your face. Or we'd be getting vandalized, or, you know, my dad's car or a house would have spray paint on it saying sand nigger. And, you know, that was the type of trauma that caused for me, was just, I didn't know how to treat myself. Like, am I a human or am I less than human? That's the mentality I grew up with. So having an older brother that guided me, and, you know, a lot of the people of my ethnicity growing up, you know, they would kind of fall into this loop of, you know, just mind your own business, try to stay away from all the fighting, you know, just don't argue with nobody, just play your role. Keep yourself inferior and don't argue with nobody.
Apologize for knowing more than one language.
Yeah, but my brother told me, no, if somebody says some stupid shit to you, you punch them in the face. And so, you know what I'm saying? And then I started to change my outlook on life, especially when I started to learn about hip hop, man. And I came into listening to your work. You know what I'm saying? When I heard rhymes like, took a piece of America back, but who had it first? Hit an Indian curse, robbed and stole so much it ain't funny.
Now
you know what I'm saying?
Money, yeah. Well, the thing is, like, the Public Enemy came about to tell, you know, especially black folk here in the United States, to not cut yourself from the rest, you know? And the thing about it, when you have the rest of the world and the diaspora kind of showing the way how not to be a slave in the United States of America by embracing the world, it'll save you, even down to the medicine right now. Because there's a whole bunch of people talking like, well, how come Africans ain't getting it? And they don't really know the facts about all the different areas in there. So the facts is what will set you free. And the connection, since people got all these gadgets, if you ain't got a connection outside the United States of America, man, they'll tell you anything. And obviously, the last 4 years, regardless of what you think who you are and who you think you are here, the rest of the world been looking at this country like the clown show, man.
So Chuck, and I want to say that, I want to say this, man. Like, when hip hop was, I just got to say this and salute to you, man. At a time in hip hop, man, where everybody's talking about what it means to be, a criminal or to be hardcore, is like you a gangbanger, you selling dope on the street. But then here come Chuck D coming and saying, Indiana trees hanging us instead of leaves. We hanging from the ropes by real criminals. And you brought the spotlight on what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And I really commend you for that, Chuck, to take it there.
It was a team, and it's a team thing. And this is what we say. Other people can emulate parts of that. Look, man, people, I think MCs now in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, they can't get away with saying things that they did at 20, 19, 18. Leave it for them, but also lead it to them. So Wu-Tang, you was on tour with the Wu. I was wondering, like, wouldn't it behoove, like, RZA to say, listen, not only are you spitting, but we bringing you as the team doctor, as the Wu doctor, right?
Yeah, you got to talk to RZA. You got to talk to RZA about that, man. Go
Detroit. When you travel around, you need a doctor. Not only do you have a doctor, but you got a dude that opens up.
Yeah, man. Talk to Eminem, talk to RZA. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I came up in there. I came up with D12. You know what I'm saying? Swifty McVeigh is a mentor of mine. Kaniva, Bazaar. Shout out to the whole D12. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Royce 5'9". All them guys, man. I came up in that circle in that hip hop grind. You know what I'm saying? And it's an honor to have worked with them guys on multiple projects. But going back to the Wu-Tang, man, Ghostface Killah is the one that brought me to the whole clan. And, shout out to my man Divine 7-9, Ghost's cousin. Me and Ghostface got a record called Decapitation Chamber.
Yes, that's right. We played it on Rap Station for sure. And,
it's a little touchy subject, man, because we're talking about the current state of hip hop, and nowadays, as you know, Chuck, there's this mumble rap kind of phase going where people like to go and turn that into music. And one thing that I'm trying to get across is like, that's not it.
But Doc, you know what? That's okay. You just can't do it 3 years in a row.
Right.
After a while, you got to either go up or you got to go back down. The thing is when cats do that for a 5 to 8 year period and they look to see if they can extend it to 10, it ain't there no more. Then they turn 35, and then they have then they turn 40, and then they have the issues that we're talking about that you got to fix in a hospital.
Right. Yeah, and Chuck, I want to help to change the infrastructure of what's considered hardcore. You know what I'm saying? People out here saying that, okay, it's cool for me to be slanging my dope, you know what I'm saying, and I could be a rapper at the same time. But if you have studied to become a physician and actually help and save the world, now all of a sudden that's the nerdy thing to do. That's the corny thing to do. That's not considered hard. We ain't going to give you credit or no flowers for that or credit for it. And my whole thing is, look, man, I grew up around people that sold $20 weed bags and now they're in prison for a $20 weed bag. And you telling me that's hardcore? You know what I'm saying? What about going to school and studying and educating yourself?
And if you want to talk about the United States of America not giving a damn about 2 million people incarcerated, who they looked at the virus as being like, well, they're expendable. Even if a cat got a traffic ticket, he gets locked down. He's susceptible to the same thing that's going around, and he could be there 2 or 3 days. And they have these things, no matter what state, you got to sign a waiver that says if you do get this illness inside by being incarcerated, that it can't be indemnified against the state.
Right.
Let's talk the titles, man, before we get into this crisis, the Rap Station COVID crisis hip hop town hall talk with Lazarus, aka Dr. Khan. Go to MC side, living my dream, man on a mission, underdog, fearless, open heart surgery, raw as it gets. MTBK stands for?
It's a Punjabi. It stands for Mundia to Bachke, beware of the boys in the Punjabi language. And another thing, Chuck, man, I rap in multiple languages. Hip hop is for the world, man.
Listen, we're on a rap station right now. If you go on the other side, we got 10 station channels. We got Planet Earth, Planet Rap, which is it's the only show segment in the hip hop world that plays the hip hop world. I've been saying this for the longest time. You in the United States of America, you got to understand this cat's, especially Africa, which is the future of hip hop. It's like, because it's 50 different areas, different languages, it's to braid and spit at the same time. But if you think that the best is always going to be in the United States because it started here, the same prejudice, and I'm saying hip-hop-wise or style-wise, the same prejudice that United States people have towards the rest of the world is the same way that people felt at cats coming out of New York. Because, cats out of New York, man, everywhere else in the country. Nothing else qualifies, man. The same way I try to tell people across the United States, artists, say don't feel like the rest of the world ain't got nothing to say and connect to, because the way the New Yorker made you feel, that's how you making everybody else feel. And we got more MCs and more women from around the world making records, grouping up, producing, got record labels. More women, at least 30% of women around the world is got hip hop alive and well. So you go get that Rap Station app and get educated, and also get entertained, and don't get stuck in no time zone, because you have artists like hip hop gods who are making new records now relevant to the times that you can also dig. So don't get stuck in the time, waving and popping to 88 or 96 and all that. That's cool. Mm-hmm. These artists are still here, and if you don't take care of the art form, you lose it. Just like jazz, you lose it like the blues. Mm-hmm. You're losing hip hop when you don't pay attention to it. So back to
But Chuck, hip hop is getting powerful, more and more powerful than any other form of music at this moment in time, man. I mean, I go to Pakistan. When I go back overseas, they listen to hip hop everywhere I look, man. So hip hop is a growing movement worldwide, more so, and it's picking up more steam than any other form of music. And I feel like it's becoming the most powerful music.
I'm gonna go and take a little break to come back. I'm gonna play this Open Heart Surgery. I think Marcel, if you over there, right, play this Open Heart Surgery. And we're going to show, like, and the thing that got me started on this, and I'm mad at the Atlanta, it's great to get, like, I think it's the Atlanta Daily Star or whatever. It's like, I already put the narrative out there that we have our own platform for me to speak instead of doing a million Instagram, which I ain't doing, man. I don't even like to be seen a lot. Other people come on this platform. But, they made it seem like crashing down on all the artists that's getting on Instagram Live or getting on Facebook or getting on Twitter or YouTube. Like, once again, we're going to point at Chuck because he's hating on them. See, that's slavery bullshit. And that's why I got this form. That's so I could pontificate. But to tell people, like, this clickbait headline thing, that's the thing that confuses the people anyway. Just because you got to get the most exciting thing to get everybody. And I tell people like this, man. If I could get 500 people, but if 200, you got to get the real story to it, you got to say, forget the other 300. But if you're up against the wall to try to get numbers because your boss tells you in order way to keep this, you got to do that. We're not a part of that. What we got to say, who comes along will get it. So right now, I'm going to play Open Heart Surgery. Marcel, you take it away, and we'll be back to close it out, with a strong dialogue with the most relevant MC on the planet Earth. I've been 116 countries. I'm telling you, he's spits around the world. He's on the front line in his hospital, saving lives for real, not dreaming about saving lives, not talking. He's the MC and the MD. We'll be back. Listen to this song, Open Heart Surgery.
Woke up
Lazarus,
with a
a.k.a.
wonderful
Dr.
day.
Cavem.
2 fat joints, a glass of OJ. I'm feeling real good, just got off the road, grinding hard. 25 shows, and I don't sleep, work all year round. But something telling me to sit my ass down. Got chest pains in my jaw, burning sensation. It's cutting like a chainsaw, heart beating fast. Maybe cause I'm strong, feeling paranoid, home all alone. Is it my kidney or is it my liver? I got chills, I'm sweating like a river. And maybe I shouldn't get high like this, cause Lord knows I don't wanna die like this. So I passed out, hit the wall, hit the show, as I heard my neighbor yell.
This is patient Rufus Johnson, a 38-year-old African-American male brought into the ER by a heart ambulance with an acute MI. Okay, let's get Dr. Khan on the case and get the patient to the OR immediately.
Paging Dr. Khan to the OR stat. Paging Dr. Khan to the OR stat.
Patient on the table, blood pressure, vitals are stable, respiratory rate dip. Soon as this propofol drip hits him, he's intubated. Right over his vocal cord slipped, and out of consciousness he slips into the silence of abyss. I grab the scalpel, wipe the chest with betadine and alcohol, then tackle this decision to make this 8-inch incision. No pressure, patience, precision, focus the cloak of a surgeon. To grab the saw, cut open the sternum, retract the wall, and I can see the coronary artery of the heart is all plaqued up with cholesterol. A best to call the nurse, tell her to grab that shot of potassium, to passing him to stop the beat of the drum. But if we stop the heart, how does he live when the procedure is done? Got to shunt the blood to a machine that will artificially clean, pump it back to the body, give it life, but I'm limited 90 minutes, cause after that the tissues are finished and oxygen doesn't get back to the brain. So give me the leg that's half in his veins, so I could make a graft of it, then I'ma grab my stitch. Needle driver, forceps, a hemostats and clips. Cut the vessel, sprays the rubber, keep following, aim the suction as I make a dissection, detecting that I'ma need about 12 stitches to go around this 2mm section. On each end of the LAD, I didn't use a microscope to visualize what the eye can't see. but this intensity is too immense for me. You know I've done the surgery endlessly. I'm stressing, breathing, sweating, my hand is shaking. I'm resting somebody's life within the every brink of my thinking. I'm only human, but it's human. Ain't got no room for no blinking. The hourglass goes sinking. Got to stick to my heart's instincts to soul this heart back to existence. So it's tight, so it's not leaking. Transfuse him so he's not bleeding. Take him off pump, get his heart rate up. Reconnect the order and the cable. Wires used to realign the breastplate up. Put staples down his incision and walk away. He'll wake up. Wake up.
Station COVID crisis talk. I got this, but it's no socially distance because we online on and COVID crisis talk, hip hop town hall 1-on-1 with the most relevant MC/M going on right now. Dr. Khan, aka Lazarus, open heart surgery. Tell us a little bit about that, man, briefly.
Yeah, man. So being a hip hop artist and a physician at the same time. It was one of those fun records. It was the first record I put out with All Def Digital, which is Russell Simmons' brand. So, we were talking about that. I performed at Russell's house in 2013. He gave me a standing ovation, and I think you've seen that video. Mm-hmm. And then I got put on All Def Digital, so I reached back home in Detroit, man, and Bazaar from D12, actually, we started working on this project. And, Bazaar already had been calling me about medical advice all the time. And so I was like, why don't we do a record where I mesh the hip hop and the medical worlds, and we have him playing a patient that has chest pain and that ends up having to go to the OR, having to get a coronary artery bypass graft, and I'm the one performing the surgery. And I've actually done first assist on so many open heart surgeries that I'm like, why don't I take that knowledge and just put this on a hip hop record, man? And it was and we got an award for it, man, at the Underground Music Awards. I got the Song of the Year award for that song as well.
So your purpose in hip hop and as an MC, because I can imagine you have a lot of things thrown at you, like, dude, you're not this, you're not that, so why you got to be like this and all. But it's crazy, not to say that a consciousness should prevail over everything, because you're making music, you're vibing and all that. But the thing about it, in this particular time, it's a shame that catastrophe got to get everybody on with their attention span up.
Yeah.
Always need to be balanced, but you can never rely on them to balance us.
Yeah.
And that's right. You're an artist, you're an MC, you get well-rounded. And the last thing you want somebody to do is tell you, that is good, and this is what you should do. Women MCs have been going through that hell for forever. Some dude telling them how to be, whatever. And then they get all twisted up in the machine. An MC that knows a little bit more than what he's perceived or she's perceived to do gets told to dumb it down for the sake of money. Now everything is at square one, man. Right about now.
Yeah, and I feel like being at square one, I think this is the right time for us to rebuild the culture, man. And I think people need to take a strong reflection on what was and what wasn't relevant, man. And at this particular moment in time, I want to put the meaning, purpose, message, and passion back into the hip hop game, man. I want to put that back in so people could feel the words, people could feel where you're coming from and coming from a real source. I don't want to hear a hip hop record and feel like somebody wrote those rhymes for you and you're not really feeling that type of way. I like hearing music that's real, that comes directly from the heart and soul. And not, a lot of rappers, man, they talk about how good they are at rapping. And I feel like it's time for us to start using our rap skills and our ability to put rhymes together and actually do something positive for the world using those skills instead of just bragging with those skills. You feel me? And I think that's my purpose, man. And I want to show, because of who I am, because my skin color has always been kind of, you're not the right skin. It's not the right pigment or whatever it is. I want to be able to say that, look, at the end of the day, I identify with myself as being a human being. We're one people, one race. And I want to show with my music that hip hop can bring together people that are Anglo-Saxon, that are African, that are Chinese, that are Hispanic. Because at the end of the day, we all bleed the same. We all breathe the same. You feel me?
Well, at the end of the day, you got a hospital ward that got everybody up in there.
Right, exactly. And patients that are, sick or in front of me, man, they don't have, there's no race barrier there.
We're going to have on this, I'm going to call Too Solid, but I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this like 2 weeks in a row, maybe a third week in a row with my man Marcel. But I'm going to definitely tie this with next week. I'm going to actually, on this forum, talk to Kristen Lawless, who wrote the book formerly known as Food, which talks about the weaponizing of food, which made me and the group Enemy Radio, which is like the sound system component of Public Enemy, make that song and video, Food as a Machine Gun. Because right now it looks like the United States of America, they got massive cars lining up in Pittsburgh, and Florida for food banks.
Yeah.
How is that happening right now? And the intake of food, it's like causing some of even the problems. Got to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, Chuck, man, there's so much poison out there. All this fast food that's out there, man. All these preservatives that they're putting in all our food. At the end of the day, you're ingesting and you're putting this stuff in your body, and you're causing your cholesterol levels to go up. You're causing your blood pressure to go up. You're causing your blood sugars to go out of proportion. So what is the number one cause of death? We could talk about homicide and suicide all we want, but what is the number one cause of death? It's coronary artery disease. It's when your arteries get plaqued up. It's when you get the cholesterol built up. And what's causing that is what people don't like to talk about. It's the food we eat. It's that poison that they're feeding us for 99 cents, out there on the fast food joints. So we definitely need to take what we put into our body serious, man. And, people need to definitely eat organic foods and make sure that their food is clean. At the end of the day,
it's hard to get that type of food.
It's hard to get, and that's just the way. That's the way society has been set up, because society wants us to fall down this road of having to be hospitalized for having these kind of conditions.
Well, we're going to go maybe on the other side of the hour and talk for about 15 more minutes past the hour. We got 9 minutes to the hour. We'll talk to Dr. Khan, a.k.a. Lazarus, the most relevant MC pertinent to this point of catastrophe. Tell us about, how should somebody go about living life this summer, bro?
Man, yeah. So, there's a lot of people out there, man, and I know there's people panicking because everybody's on pause. Everybody's stuck at home, and nobody's able to carry out their regular routine in their businesses. But, man, as a physician who's seen what's going on directly in front of me, man, I advise everybody to continue. Just use this time wisely, man. Let this time be a time for you to reconnect with people in your life that you weren't connected with. Spiritually build yourself. Like we was having it, Chuck. Is a time you was able to get some sleep, get some rest. Regroup and spirit with your spiritual self and reflection, because we need this time right now, because we're not ready. We still got 25,000 cases every single day that are popping up with this virus, and people say, okay, let's go back to our normal routine. And there's a lot of other things killing people. Why do we have to put everything on pause? But the bottom line is, if we do go back to it now, we don't know what kind of catastrophe we're going to have. We have, 1.1 million people who have it in the U.S. right now, 64,000 deaths. But that's based on us being quarantined. If we let the quarantine out right now, these numbers might dramatically increase to a level where we can't contain it. So we need at least another couple months. We need the summer to chill out.
So everybody has to get tested in your mind.
I don't think everybody has to get tested. No, I think that's going to be overkill to do that. I think people should only get tested if they're developing the symptoms and they start getting short of breath. I think until that moment comes, everybody needs to chill at home and just, continue to boost their immune system, eat healthy, and basically take hold of those measures that we talked about earlier.
You got the organizations that are out there. Somebody could say the WHO mean that or the CDC mean that.
Yeah.
If they tell you something like next flu season, you get the double dose or something that could be very difficult, you should pay attention to that, right?
Right. No, you definitely need to. But there's so many degrees of uncertainty out there that, we have to obviously double check where the sources are and who's saying what and this and that. And there's a lot of doctors, man, like the doctor, not to really throw people under the bus, but the Dr. Oz's and Sanjay Gupta's. These people are not on the front lines. These people are not directly seeing these patients. They're relying on information coming from the World Health Organization or from the CDC or other places. But, I'm able to, I like to provide that information that I know for a fact is true.
And they can't bust a relevant ball.
That's the other part of it.
They can't bust no ball. They ain't with nobody. It's like they're a bunch of TV doctors, man.
Right, exactly, man. And busting a bar, that's communication. Hip hop is communication for me. Like I don't look at hip hop as like, man, I'm gonna put this record on and start, dancing and break dancing. And I mean, right now it's a time for us to use this hip hop to educate the people. We need to use hip hop to educate the masses, because the young kids, they not going to listen to the teachers and the preachers, and they not going to listen to those people, but they sure as hell will listen to that hip hop record.
There's a way that you can make, conscious music move you. And we know the last two generations, they listen with their eyes. So there's a lot of things they can see that move them too. And I think one thing that maybe some of the older school artists don't register is that they don't listen the same way. They process different aspects of experience through their eyes, through their senses, style, and all those things figure in there. But if dumbassification gets elevated with those sensories, and a little bit of consciousness helps you just get through your day and not be depressed.
Right.
That's a big up. There's a lot of people that, if they ain't got nothing wrong with them, curing depression is a mother, man.
Yeah, and the depression, especially right now, we going through probably the most massive Great Depression that there could be, because right now everybody's being laid off, no jobs, no money. People are depending on this money that they're going to get from the government that may or may not come. I know so many people that aren't even getting those checks that they've been promised. And it's like, what do? They're people, especially living hand to mouth. They're not even to provide for their families. So what are they supposed to do at this time?
Yeah, and I think the catastrophe, just to say that the trauma that's coming with food, we're going to be talking to DJ Cavem on the phone and also Supernova Sloan on the phone, just briefly leading into next week's discussion with Christian Lawless about her book, formerly known as Food, and Dr. Khan will be here as well as they talk. But, we got a couple of minutes to wrap this segment up, man. We want to play a song, that freestyle joint that you did on Shady Radio on Sirius XM. Up to Shady Radio and everybody at Sirius XM. I'm a subscriber, and I dig it. And tell us about that. How did that happen that day? I was brought on Shade 45, man. And it's like when they bring the rappers out there, you bust the flow. So I had kind of I was in a mood at that time where it's like, man, there's so many mumble rappers and so many people that's trying to degrade this culture that's been so beautifully created by individuals such as yourself, that I feel like, man, I got to jump on here and show these people what a real MC is, man. And at the end of the day, man, hip hop is in my heart and soul, man. And I commend you so much for being the person who you are, to have influenced the greatest minds in hip hop history to get to this point, and then now to have this dialogue with you. I want to take hip hop to the next level, man. That's what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to be that person, and I'm trying to show that through my rhymes and through what I do when I'm not on the mic. We're gonna have on the other side of this, Lazarus, Dr. Khan. On the other side is he gonna spit this. You're gonna get a little bit of this freestyle get on the Shade, because everybody, when they go up there, they gotta be ready. Recently brought up my man Chris Payne, who's on my label, and he just spit it and let it go. Laz, this is here in Lazarus on Shade 45.
Might be that time, Laz.
All right. We'll be back to talk to
throw that beat on, man.
And also DJ Cavem.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Laz in the studio. Shade 45. Let's go.
I'm the ruler, the leader, mumble rapper eater. I don't fantasize, I will sanitize this rap game as I rise, calculator like I'm Jack the Ripper. Ripped up every phony rapper in the mixture. Picture me killing you with nothing trace. Slap a Kardashian, pull Kanye out the sunken place. No luck to chase record deals with my reputation, cause your agenda is feminization. I'm male testosterone, here's a Mufasa clone. Time to resurrect my big L Biggie Pac bones. My foes locked in crossbows. This brown face got you dazed like I'm old show. Killer 100 MCs in 6 seconds and split seconds like Quicksilver. To run it back for your pleasure in slow-mo. Kick in the dough, wave in the fofo. All you heard was Doctor, don't hit me no mo. With the antibiotic, hallucinations, presentations, lyrics leave you psychotic. All the drug dealers coming to me for their product. Everything I speak is narcotic, something hypnotic. Chop the limbs off of these rappers like the gangrenous and necrotic. Come on baby, I got it, let me demonstrate. Critics all around me bitter, let them hate. Discredited for my skin color, forget a race. Cause I'ma rip and use your skin like like Leatherface. Levitate to the top of the food chain. When I'm not a doctor, I'm on tour with the Wu-Tang. Only competition for me, Clark Kent or Bruce Wayne. I'm not a human, something Kryptonian, ahead of my time. You best to put some plutonium inside that old DeLorean. Go back to the future, Pac's back from Cuba inside your taxi cab. God, I'm trying to do good, but I'm Michael Jackson bad. They try to push me off the edge like Grandmaster Flash. Still standing for my rights like Malik El Shabazz. Killer, legal drug dealer. Don't worry about no jail cell, making bucks bigger. My finger on a gun trigger when I configure to resurrect and redefine an artistry. Hip-hop is a part of me, the forefathers of the game calling me. They wrote the Constitution, you broke the law, abused it. Now I'm here to punish you, put you all in nooses. I'm ruthless, moving like Decepticon to Autobot, rising from the underground like Oswald Cobblepot. I monopolize on your lies, now realize that I will stop till I colonize my colonizers. Optimize my brain matter, thick as snake leather. My 3 minutes worth 9 mil like Mayweather. And I will slay whether it's winter or spring weather. Me and Lord here together like the Emperor and Vader. Here come the K Crusader. Got the soul to make Richard Dawkins go pray to his creator. I'ma rock the bury my enemies, punching power of a Mike Tyson with the heart of Tyson Fury. Now it's time to worry when this brown man get off with an all-white jury. They wanna call me terrorist, might as well be bombing your favorite lyricist. Aim sharper than Robin Hood with the arrows. I'm Harry Houdini, you can't put me in shackles. Discipline in my blood like Ivan Dragos. Got all the gems on my gauntlet like Thanos. Indestructible but never comfortable. The way I touch the floor, I rip and slay ya. Climb as high as the peaks of K2, Mount Everest, Himalayas. So you better say your prayers when you see Lazarus come out the way. Break foes, snatch you out your dollars, rupees, pesos. Underdog, swinging at your guts like Lomachenko. Verbally, send your whole squad to come and murder me. I still walk away with the crowd like Freddie Mercury. Laz Army, mumble rapper killer, come see me, come see me. What up, Detroit? What up, Dream Team?
God damn.
Shout out to my mentors, Ghostface Killer. Shout out to D12, Swifty McVeigh, Obi Trice.
Yes,
shout out to Chuck D. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Y'all made me me.
What's up? I'm back. It's the COVID Town Hall Hip Hop Crisis on Rap Station. It's our first, our debut. I'm not going to be doing this every week. I'm not trying to be hip hop's Ted Koppel. You know what I'm saying? I like to be heard, and I'm on the other side doing the And You Don't Stop radio show every week for 11 years. If you want to learn about hip hop, you want to know about it from the world's perspective, what's going on, who's putting out whatever, stop listening to all that garbage out there. We break it down like no other. You damn right. I do this. Been doing this for like 40 years, and I'm breaking down from the newest to the oldest breaking artists. We've been breaking like 10 situations a week, me personally, and our whole station breaks 20 artists a week. So, like I said, the underground, the underground, the popular, the hip-hop gods, women in hip-hop, man, we got stations that do 24 hours. I don't want to hear anybody talk about I love hip-hop, and then if I give them a quiz, they fail it. That's what I'm saying, Laz. It's like
Right.
The way BET, they have to ask at our culture and our genre. I'm mad at the rock boys, you know. I just put 4 million people the last 4 years with Prophets of Rage. The hip hop community didn't even know about that. That's cool or whatever. But I'm just like saying the rock world, they about that. And you know, like hip hop, it's like the crib is made with the same materials.
Right.
The rock world they building on you, it's organized. And then at the same time, they tell us that we got to be a slum. I mean, our music changed the world. And if you don't take care of your music, it can't change anything. And that has something to do all the way down to our well-being, man, who we are, where we come from, how we can change the world. And that's why it's an honor to have you on. And I'm going to go even further, as I'm also going to look at some people on the chat and just wave a hollering a shout out to them. But I'm going to call my man Supernova, who is definitely a mover and a shaker in the world of nutrition. When I have a show on Air America with Gianna Carell, the brother actually was telling us a lot of these things 10, 12 years ago that we would have to do to avoid the crisis and to build your immune system and things like that. I know as a world traveler, man, and being 59 going on 60, I'm doing the concerts all over the world. I just was in Jakarta, all parts of Europe and Asia and stuff like that. you go without your immune system, man, you're going down, man. And we've seen so many people in the 40s and 50s that think they old, and then when they're not, and they're going down. So I'm going to get Supernova on the phone because next week I'm going to do the interview with Kristen Lawless about her book and also talking about that first step of how to take care of yourself without boiling down in an emergency to look at people like you, Doc, to save their life.
Right. That's right.
Supernova, what yo, bro?
Hey, I'm here, big homie. Peace.
What's up? Peace. How you, man? You on our first live stream on the Rap Station app, man. I know me and you've been riding for a long time back in the day when I had the Air America thing, man. So I got my phone here, just lock you in so you can speak your piece. We got Dr. Khan here, a.k.a. Lazarus, another MC.
Hey, Dr. Khan.
You an MC, and speak your piece, bro.
Hey, wellness salute to the family. I just want to give y'all a wellness charge. Big homie Chuck D has definitely been supporting me doing this wellness work tour for you all for some time now. I'm known as the hip-hop medicine man. I want to encourage you all in the midst of this COVID-19, especially for the hip-hop generation globally. I wrote a book that Chuck D's featured in, and also Professor Griffin, Public Enemy, are featured in, along with Erica Badu, Jim Jones, and others, leading holistic tips and remedies, natural remedies that brothers and sisters in the hip-hop community can begin to activate during this time. And you can download my book for free. I'm giving a free download, Chuck, for the community. They can go to www.theremediebook.com. Theremediebook.com. Even if you're not showing any signs of the COVID-19, we just really want health and wellness to be at the cornerstone of our hip-hop community because we've lost many hip-hop heroes to health disparities. Rest in peace to Heavy D. Steezo today, okay? Rest in peace to Big Punisher, okay? Rest in peace to Nate Dogg, okay? Rest in peace to MC Breed. And Five Dog, rest in peace to Dave Dilla. Too many to name, right? And we can do something about it the more we have the tools. And as the hip hop medicine man, Islam, I'm giving you the hip hop generation a great tool just to assist y'all in getting more into herbs, natural living, and the holistic wellness lifestyle. So www.theremediebook.com. Again, the big homie Chuck D's in the book. He talks about the importance of organic farming. You know what I'm saying? He talks important about eating whole foods and great food. So definitely hear the big homie Chuck D's word. Wells, Professor Griffin, other notables just sharing, what they do daily just to empower themselves and have themselves stay strong, especially now we're dealing with this global pandemic.
Thank you, Soup. And I look to reach out to you next week. We get you on the stream. Marcella hooked that up, and we follow this like almost as a part 2 as we attack the food industry, but you the guy that comes up with solutions. And I remember this is 87.
I'll drop the remedies for y'all next week. I have a whole list of herbs that I'll recommend for the family. So next week I'll be happy to come on and just share with the family so we can keep the hip hop generation very live and direct.
Yo.
And also download Food as a Weapon. The new Public Enemy song is very timely for say Food as a Gun. You know what I'm saying? What we got going on now.
Well, it leads right into you, and I saw you just go off on Instagram, man. Tiana sent me the joint from you going off of Instagram, and you had to do it. You had to do it in a straight up, street out Brooklyn method to let people know that it ain't. Don't fall into conspiracy theories thinking that 5G is the only thing that's doing it, or melanin is going to protect us. And then, oh man, it's like for real. It's like,
Chuck, because the big homie, we have to put, and like I mentioned before, we lost some serious hip-hop heavyweights over the last 20 years, and all of these brothers were not even 60 years old, okay? Right. And so we have the ability as the hip-hop generation to be proactive, We have to fight the power against toxicity, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And in all types of, diseases that will cut the quality of our lives, So they are tools, they are remedies, and like I said, I want to encourage you all to download the book for free, www.theremediebook.com, and let's really continue this wellness warrior salute. And I had to kick it like that, Chuck, because our family is not really, getting on the money. You know, listen, all of us, people of color globally, we lead all health disparities. So we should be the main ones activating grandmas and grandpas and uncles, principals from the islands, from the Caribbean, from Africa. You know, all the herbal things we've been hearing about, they're there for us, you know, foods as nature, for us to begin to implement, even if you're not plant-based vegan, to begin to hydrate, begin to, you know, stay moving that body, you know, keeping that immune system functional, and know that there are herbs and natural remedies to support you in your daily discipline. So I just wanted to give the wellness salute to the family, big homie, and I'm proud of this show. I'm very excited, you know, to contribute, and I have a lot of remedies I would like to share with the family as we go on.
It's a platform for you anytime, man. It's step in whatever seat you at, and we cover it, and we carry it, we spread it around. So I hope to catch up with you next week when we talk about the book and your solutions and places where people could go, bro. Because, I mean, it was like like you said, Griff, Dougie Fresh used to carry food on the tour and not be susceptible to what's going to be served on the tour, especially after 10 o'clock.
Yeah. That's a fact.
I'll catch you, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Okay, big homie.
Give everybody a contact. They can catch you real quick, and I'll catch you next week.
Y'all can all follow me on. Yes, big homie. Y'all can follow me on social media at Supernova Slum, SUPANOVASLOM, across all social media: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. That's at Supernova Slum, SUPANOVASLOM. Hip Hop's Medicine Man. www.theremedybook.com. Appreciate your family. Wellness salute, Hip Hop.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Doc, we're talking Supernova Slum, you know, wellness, hip hop artist. Yeah. Son of Queen of Fruit, who has really like opened up people, you know, that's also in that realm of the Dr. Sebi. The whole key, whether somebody believes in things or plant-based, you know, whatever, to keep people from coming to you to save their life.
Yeah.
And
absolutely, and that's important, man, because a lot of patients that have these complicated medical conditions happening, even cancers that are developing, is because of what we eat. You know, at the end of the day, we want to make sure our blood pressure, our sugars, you know, people that are prone to get diabetes, we want to make sure we're healthy. We're dieting, we're exercising, we're taking the proper vitamins, we're taking the proper nutrients, and that's what it's all about, man. People take their bodies for granted.
DJ Cavem is a young artist who's also in the world of growing food, and he'll be also talking next week as well with Kristen Lawless, and he breaks it down. And this dude is like, he goes back, he carries a box and a gold chain, you know, but his whole look is like to get your eyes looking at him from a b-boy standpoint, but he starts breaking down food.
Yeah.
Look at DJ Cavem on the line right here. The COVID Crisis Talk Hip Hop Town Hall 101 with Dr. Khan, a.k.a. Lazarus, the most relevant MC in hip-hop, possibly history, based on this catastrophe right now. DJ Cavem.
Peace, blessings.
Peace, how you doing, man?
Man, everything right and exact. Giving thanks around these times that we all get a chance to talk.
Right, I got Dr. Khan on the other side. This is DJ Cavem, Doctor. You know, MCs that actually are able to speak truth to power. And this young brother, tell everybody what you do, DJ Cavem. Every time I run into Colorado, man, I run into you, and it's actually leading into the discussion we're gonna have next week. You know, based off of Kristen Lawless's book, formerly known as Food. The country's going through a food crisis right about now, and you're a person who's been what you've been doing for like the last 15, 20 years, and the dude looks 22. So I said, I try to figure it out. But DJ Cavem, let everybody know exactly what they could do this time of COVID crisis.
You know, thank you for the opportunity just to be able to highlight some access and needs that we can all address when it comes to culinary climate action. Basically, I'm an organic gardener, I'm a farmer, I'm a b-boy, MC, producer, founded an organization called Going Green, Living Bling that turned into Plant-Based Records, a record label that drops albums on packets of organic seeds to be basically, grow organic food through the idea of using hip hop. So my whole style right now is just, I'm a chef. I take time to educate our community on how to have access to locally grown food and how to use it as medicine. So between a lot of the work that me and my wife do, we travel, and really taking time to build gardens and build community and educate educators. So yeah, the platform that we have right now are Biomimics. Biomimics is dedicated to biomimicry, to mimic the earth and really being a reflection of that. So the last album was it sounds like a trap album with like industry standard production, but the concept and the lyrics are really about permaculture, urban farming, addressing issues of agronomy and how we can really take this to a whole perspective of providing food. So I kind of pre-thought about that. Last year I dropped around almost 42,000 packets of seeds to be able to distribute my album with a QR code on the back. And and so the fact that I wanted to organize my friends and family to grow food then, now that I realize that where my mother is from Detroit, she can't even get seeds, and so my grandfather can't even get the seeds. So I've been sending seeds out there, and I feel like this is a really big conversation around urban farming and how we can basically start to save seeds. So yeah, that's my newest mission: save the seed and getting people to really, get their medicine out the produce section or the urban farm right now.
That's it. Well, we thank you for that commentary, DJ Cavem. I look to talk to you next week. Probably get your face on the rap station screen by way of our magic man, Marcel, who is the creator and the designer of this application. Let everybody know how they could get in contact with you, because it's about, preventing. And like you said, if you're able to grow your own food to a certain extent, that would keep people from the desperation from rushing to a food bank to get online for something to kill you.
It's definitely important right now. The best way to get in contact with me, you can find me, and you can also find seeds. I can help you start your garden. Go to my website, which is chefetef.com, which is chefetef.com. And at the same time, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter underneath that same title, Etef, IETEF. So yeah, I'm always dropping recipes, for resistance, so we can organize and really, flip things like supporting, bees right now. Harvest dandelions, harvest your dandelion root. You can make, some really nutrient-dense salads out of bees. It's good for the liver. It's good for detoxing right now. I feel like a lot of us, are really taking time to think about how we can get back with the land. Well, a lot of us don't even live in an area that has a garden, right? So I found out about these really cool spots called spring pots, and it's really taking all these inner city growers, to really take this to the next level. So Sprout Game, all this whole conversation is really going to flip. So micronutrient-dense food will be the future. And the best way we can do that is just to be a part of this next conversation as we start to grow our own food as a people. So the first starts with saving our own seed to make sure that we have access to that. So, yeah, organize with each other. Save your seed and know where your water coming from. Honored to be with you. Yeah, let's build next week, family.
All right. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, man. Anytime. One love.
Yo, Doc.
Yeah.
It was DJ Cavem from Colorado, Denver. And before that, Supernova Slum from the BK. Nice. And these are people that's in the vein of what you, it's in the same vein. It's in the same prevention, protection.
Yeah.
And then when it comes down, it comes down to you. You look at the results of a person. It's like, now how do we go about fixing this person?
Yeah.
It might be too far gone, but you can't get those answers, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Just gotta, just stay at it and keep doing whatever we can, to better ourselves and better our families and better the communities around us, man. And we have to be proactive. This is a time where we can't rely on negative energy. We gotta maintain positive energy. There's a lot of people, man, they focus their entire lives on negativity, man. We gotta stay positive and we gotta keep ourselves motivated because we never know when we're gonna go. We never know. Did Fred the Godson know that he was going to pass right now? You know what I'm saying? Life could go on. We were talking about the other day. We was talking about Kobe Bryant. Did Kobe Bryant feel that, everything that he had in this world was going to just disappear in one helicopter ride?
Right. We're going to play, I think, Marcel, I'm going to play the video at the end and not right now because I just want to finish talking to Dr. Khan, a.k.a. Lazarus, the most relevant MC of our time, because right now in the crisis, while we're having the Hip-Hop Town Hall 101, the crisis talk, what's the next step? I think we covered that ground. We covered the fact that it's a crime that, like, I had Supernova Slum on for years, and as much knowledge as he has and he's put into his music. Same thing with Cavem. When you see, from Colorado, these guys have been spitting and doing their thing for so long, totally ignored.
Totally. Because it doesn't follow the formula. It's not the formula.
So when anybody comes, even with the saving grace, it puts to the side. It works the same way as fast food works. It's like, what? We're going to stuff you with stuff to kill you. Not to, like, throw shade on somebody that might just, like, I'm not talking about all that. I'm just like, this is what we're going to do, whatever, and it's another vodka commercial, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying the balance. And it ain't about me. I've had my career. My job is to build a platform for brothers and sisters like y'all who feel that you don't have to be stranglehold into not, into doing something that you feel that you don't have to do. You should be able to do what you feel, and this is who you are. And this is the biggest, the fast fooding of not only the body, but the mind and the soul through the culture and through the music. And that's why I built Rap Station in the first place. People want to talk about, Chuck D fighting the power. I built this thing, 20 years ago and refined it 10 years ago. And I've been doing a show 11 years in a row. Now, I'm not begging anybody to come along and check out how I'm presenting a platform for rap music and hip hop, but the artists understand. And the art understands all around the world. And I'm like saying that when people talk about fighting a power, you don't understand how to identify a power and how to fight. There ain't no fight you're going to do. You're going to fight what President Obama used to call a talking head.
Yeah.
Make sure that you are able to build platforms, to be able to have people who might be considered proteges to grow on because pop can save the world, man. I done seen it save country. Seen it save people. I done make a person feel like I'm beat up and I'm ossified, I'm bullied and whatnot, and made them say, you know what, I feel strong, I feel strength from this. But if you have a lot of individuals, and one thing that this society has exceeded, physically, they just recently said, you know what, you got to have 6 feet of distance. But they already distanced us from each other.
Right.
Alone. People are distanced from their own self. So bring people back together. You got to be together with yourself before you even do yourself. And in this time and space right about now, if a situation does not even recognize, not one iota of what a person like you have been able to deliver on the front lines of both, to energize, synergize, and save lives, man. And that means somebody like me goes on attack. This is what I do. I fight the power in the area that I'm at. I'm not an economist. I ain't a preacher. I ain't a politician. I'm in the damn media, and I attacked it ever since in the 80s. So if you knew to get in line where I've been here since 1999 and to find out this is what I do or whatever, area of politics I attack, if you ain't up on that speed, you don't even come out of your face trying to come and criticize.
Right. It's like this, Chuck. You got this barrier, right? So you got like, to me, like, I know what I offer to the world. I know what I'm able to offer to better the world. And then this barrier that is preventing me from reaching the people. But now, we got our social media, so I can see does my message affect people? And when I see people around the world that are messaging me and telling me that, look, this is the information we need, this is helping us, kids that are growing up the way I grew up telling me now I have a way to actually progress in my life with confidence. Now I see those results, and now I just have to cross this barrier of people that's trying to block this message from being passed on a major platform to the rest of the world.
Well, I'm here to tell you and to tell y'all out there, there's a reason why maybe big business wants to be able to keep things a certain way. We won't get into this or that, but if you're on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, and you get sent to the social media police by saying something beneficial to people, then you need somebody to fight for you at all times and not censor you if you're saying and doing the right thing. If you're acting a goddamn fool and saying something that can't be proved outside of your mind and your head, then that might be a reason for their public, Bill Gates or whatever platform, or Zuckerberg platform, to shut you down. This is why I built Rap Station. This is why I got my man, the Magic Man Marcel. I built this thing. We built it for speed. If 25 people come, I look at them like 25 martial artists. You'd rather have 25 martial artists get you out the room than 200 people that can't know how to fight. So we do this.
Like you said, remember giving the keys to somebody who can't even drive the car.
Yo, man, I mean, listen, man, I have fun with my life. I don't have fun with my life on the public forum. It's like, get it, do what you do, get the hell up out of the way. I'm in the entertainment business. I'm on stage, meaning if I'm on stage for an hour, there's 23 parts of the day, other hours that I do with my time. But my job on the stage is to burn it on the stage and burn the stage down. My job when I do a recording is to burn that recording down. Other than that, the job is to be on here an hour and a half and talk to people like you. My job is to pass the baton and let the world know, like a prism, to shine light that comes to me, to shine it on you, because you're the one that, steers the world. Your age category and underneath steers this world. It's our job to divert this light to those that are willing to steer this car and this vehicle. And hip-hop needs people to know how to drive it behind the wheel instead of driving it into the ditches. And that's my key.
I appreciate that, man. Coming from the godfather of hip-hop, music, and culture, man, that means the whole world to me.
Yeah, man. Give us some contact that you need people to lock into your social media and all that. And then just tell everybody, you keep your social media out there. The minute they're going to charge you for your content, they're going to charge you. Right now they're going to charge you, and they're going to shut you down if you force them. So I'm just telling you, get your .com, get your own server system. You're a creator. Store your own goods. They one hack away from going. I don't hope that they go down. They're good. They're great promotional. They're great for promotion. But if you want to live on these areas and put all your family pictures up there or your music, I mean, do it at your own risk. I'm telling you, I've been in this joint since '99, man. 99.
I've been hacked so many times already, man. They're trying to hack me left and right, bro.
And I enjoy. I mean, I only do Twitter, but my team does the Instagram. My team does Facebook and all that. I try to avoid Instagram and Facebook. I do Twitter. I put headlines. I promote this show. I promote our platform. Great for promotion, not great to live and set up shop as your house. Leave it at that. Here, Rap Station, this was the COVID Crisis Talk Hip Hop Town Hall 101 with the most. I said this about 10 times, lad. Listen, man. The most relevant MC of our time probably ever in hip hop, because I ain't never seen no time like this before. Cats is scared. They're really straight up laughing. Cats is nervous.
No, they scared, man. I see the fear is everywhere.
If they're young and think they can't get it, they're nervous about coming home to their mother.
Right.
If they like, God, that ain't nothing. We gonna go to the beach and all that. You see somebody in the periphery that got it, they like, yo, this is. When they see these numbers go up, whether they want to believe them or not, cats is like, they looking like, yo, this is deep. We don't want to be the summer of 2020 where cats is like, yo, I didn't think it was going to be like this, going into a fall of flu, which is going to be double the problem.
Right.
What's that? Not to say I doubted any of this. I always figure out how to
You can't take anything for granted. Anything could go at any minute, at any time. So we have to be grounded. We got to stay humble, and we got to stay positive. Everybody, they can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at LAZ Detroit, Laz Detroit. Make sure you guys check out my Vlad TV interview. Y'all could just go to YouTube and search Lazarus Rapper or Dr. Khan, and you'll be able to pull up a lot of my music that I've done over the years with Royce the 5'9", D12, Ghostface Killer, plenty of solo records, all that Chuck D isn't supporting.
What made you come up with the name Lazarus as an MC name?
Yeah, Lazarus is a biblical name, man. It's a character that was resurrected. And, you know, I was spawned, I was spawned as a rapper after 9/11. I had been rapping before that, but, you know, when 9/11 happened, and that was another major incident that was talked about all over the world, was that, you know, that spawned so much hate towards my ethnicity. And I had gotten so many hate crimes after that, and people telling me that I can't pursue entertainment through hip hop because of who I was and what I looked like and my skin, that I had to, when a friend of mine was telling me about the Lazarus character and how you got to just take that passion that you have and resurrect it. You can't let nobody put that down or kill it. And that was just me resurrecting that passion of hip hop after everybody told me to kill it, and then also resurrecting the hip hop culture and game that y'all created.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Khan, Dr. Khan, the MD, and Lazarus, the MC. I salute you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let's unify the people, and let's take this machine of fear and let's put it to rest. And, you know, we got to understand that, you know, this is a time where we need to stay positive, stay focused, stay alert, and watch out for this misinformation that's being spewed to us left and right through these media sources that are not our gods. You know what I'm saying? We have to rely on the fact that...
Not our gods or our guides.
Right, exactly. And then we have to stay true to our creator and be humble human beings.
That's peace. Next week we'll follow this up with Christian Lawless, another town hall, wrote the book formerly known as Food. That's almost like a part 2. Might be calling you up, Doc, to speak on that, because what's going down this May, June, and July is a serious food crisis, and also feeding people into the same thing that's going to end up knocking off droves. The way it looks right now, unfortunately, I don't want it to look like that. I don't want to be the dude like I'm the hip-hop Ted Koppel, only with grim news. And I'm on the other side doing radio shows that are exciting with music and stuff like that.
Speaking of food, man, opening my fast for Ramadan right now. So, man, let some nutrients flow real quick.
Salams to you, bro. All right, Chuck, signing out. I think maybe also another show will be down the line with just me and Marcel going to let y'all know what y'all do and what not to do with social media and things that you are electronically signing your life and your content away to, because they want to hack away, man. I'm trying to tell you now. Since 99, I ain't knew this. I've probably been here a long time before y'all was born. So know what y'all stepping into before you actually think that this thing is your friend. I'm in the
real quick, I want people to look out for that new record with me and Fred the Godson, man. We started this record before he passed away. The song is called Fit In, produced by 80 Empire with Max Nano and Bishop Lamont. It's coming out next week. Y'all need to look out for that, man. And I literally had to get in the studio when the engineer was scared to even record me. But really? I was like, you know, yeah, everybody's scared. Even the studio was shut down. They opened the studio for me to record this verse, because I told them how powerful and significant it would be for this time.
We lost Fred the Godson just
rest in peace to that brother.
Anybody don't think this thing is real and they think that their age is protecting them or their melanin, come on, man, for real. In the breeze, I'm in the wind. I'm Chuck D. I'm gone. Peace.
Lazarus, Dr. Khan, salute.
How not to die by the weapon formerly known as food.
Hell not to die.
Sugar, who you talking to? Dirty water, who be loving you? Stroke, no joke, musta hit that salt. Don't look at me cause it ain't my fault. I know you want it, say you need it, and you eat it cause you want it. Sugar, you don't love me. Sugar, you don't need me. Now, it be eating me.
Eat it up.
Got us fighting diabetes. Stress level, sleepless, emotional, mental. Drugs and the food, I love screwing up my physical. I'll never fall in love again with this hate on my plate and Food and Drug Administration. Is it my hallucination? Food is a machine gun. 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 Sugar, sugar, I know you move me. I know you wanna drink me. You and everything, not just candy. Worse than a pow, shoot 'em up, kill 'em up movie. A ride going on in that corner. About a word on a bird in that corner. Toxic, yeah, they just box it. Hard to tell the paranoid avoid it like an opioid. How sweet it is. They just line up these kids. How happy is a meal when dancing with cancer with that God bless America, FDA romancing. A new old kind of gangster get down. Pesticide chemical get around. Fast food industrial sit down. EPA's a gang, throw it up now. Food is a machine gun. 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 Food is a machine gun.
Food as a machine gun.
How not to die by the weapon, formerly known as food.
Sugar, sugar, call me late at night. By daylight, stomach busted, not feeling right. Back hurting, heart burning, I need oxygen. Sweet and sour, more addictive than your Oxycontin. GMOs in your new clothes. Food deserts in them corner stores. Salty, salty, where's the reservoir? Double the price if you black and poor. What kind of plant is in your plant burger? Pesticides on your organics and they do it early. Chicken, chemicals, fossil fuels emissions. Go ahead and ask who is up in that kitchen. Food industry like music industry design to make you go crazy and just lose your mind. Chips, dip, soda, yo, give me some. Pow, pow, food is a machine gun.
Food is a machine gun. Food is a machine gun. Food is a machine gun. Food is a machine gun. Food is a machine gun. Food is a machine gun. Food is a machine gun. Food is a machine gun.
The real beef is a
stage. You know what I mean? You gotta really be prepared for it. A lot of people try to come in and never made it. So right now you at that platform, you know what I mean? You got the key now. So yo, you gotta know in your heart that you're ready for this. Seriously. You know what I mean? You can't play no games once you get in there. You know what I mean? It's really no letting go. Alright? Right. It's hard to come this far, you know what I mean? So yo,
ready.
I got you. That's what I want. I got you, bro.
Chop the head off of the rapper you call God. Rip his eyeballs out in front of you, then eat him. Chop the head off the rapper you call God. Rip his eyeballs out in front of you, then eat him. Chop the head off of the rapper you call God. Rip his eyeballs out in front of you, then eat him. Chop the head off the rapper you call God. Rip his eyeballs out in front of you, then eat him. Welcome to your decapitation chamber. Bounty coming for your head, beware the danger. Welcome to your decapitation chamber. Bounty coming for your head, beware the danger. Welcome to your decapitation chamber. Bounty coming for your head, beware the danger. Welcome to your decapitation chamber. Bounty coming for your head, beware the danger. You could lose your head in the company of a guillotine. Ghost by coastal, coke in the Philippines. Blood money suitcase, hundreds, I got illa cream. Burner got a long nose, beat like a pelican. Talk about cookies, edibles ain't Nabisco. Niggas bring they chick around, won't let they bitch go. Tone 10 and blast hammers, cannons with Lazarus. Protect your neck, decapitation chamber is hazardous. Answer in Salahuddin, chop the heads of opposition. My position in proposition is slay the competition. A physician flips the wheel to a mic magician. I fight resistance with a Wu-Tang in my assistance. Cause all these record labels do is teach holes at a deep throat. Cut off the heads of Migos, then 3-point with a free throw. Nowadays these MCs who see class got egos. I ain't no gangster, but I flick fast in my bean seagull. Bump a Cool G verse, run my Maserati over Yachty. Should I spray my Uzi first or Uzi vert? I rule this universe, I refuse to be immersed in idiocracy. And being raised in the 90s is my curse. When ain't no rappers walked around with pink dye addresses, who make rhymes that's senseless, but criticize, get slandered, leaving high minds defenseless. I'm restless. Lazarus just signed on to his death wish. The kamikaze for the culture, blow you up then go and eat your bomb dawn for breakfast. You wanna try to weigh me down, portray me like a mutant, but I lay down the laws of gravity like Isaac Newton. Only zero contribution, having blood sucking Rasputins. So grow a pair of nuts and diss me back while I throw back the boom bap, reload the golden era. Rub your soul with aloe vera, breaking down the barriers. Kidnap Trump before he throws another bomb on Syria. I'm what a sickle cell trait carriers to malaria resistant. The face of World War III but scarier. Came from rock bottom to bite haters like Rottweiler, snatching off the belt from the champ Deontay Wilder. A crossbreed with a big L, Jizza and Nazabi. Step on your leader's crown like Galvatron. The stars scream the highway on my way. Take a Nazi, send them in chains into Zimbabwe. Try to come and stop me. I'm the sickest, wickedest boogeyman like America made of Osama. Wrap the heads of rap gods around my neck like anacondas. Come to take the throne despite your willingness with honor. Like Killmonger came to Wakanda to take it from T'Challa. Chop the head off of the rapper you call God. Rip his eyeballs out in front of you, then eat him. Chop the head off the rapper you call God. Rip his eyeballs out in front of you, then eat him. Chop the head off of the rapper you call God. Rip his eyeballs out in front of you, then eat him. Chop the head off the rapper you call God. Rip his eyeballs out in front of you, then eat him. Welcome to your decapitation chamber. Bounty coming for your head, beware the danger. Welcome to your decapitation chamber. Bounty coming for your head, beware the danger. Welcome to your decapitation chamber. Bounty coming for your head, beware the danger. Welcome to your decapitation chamber. Bounty coming for your head, beware the danger.
Peace, what's up, y'all? Hip-hop and rap music, it's time to pay attention. I want y'all to understand that Friday, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Also, that's 9 o'clock Eastern time, and all the time zones in between. We will have the rap station COVID-19 Crisis Talk, Hip-Hop Town Hall, one-on-one with MC Lazarus, a.k.a. the most relevant MC of the world because he's also a doctor, Dr. Khan. So you want to be there and check that out. For real. You want to listen to every word he spits and what he says.
That's right. Coming straight, Dr. Khan, Lazarus, Chuck D. Salute.
So you want to tune in exclusively right here on Rap Station. You're not going to see this anywhere else. It's time to pay attention, not play attention, hip-hop. Y'all see it on the screen right here, rapstation.com/app. Go get it now. Only place in the world you're going to see it. Tune in. This is beyond all your other social media platforms. This is truly hip-hop in this hour. So tune in for the truth right here, right now. Stop playing games. Yo, you can't get this anywhere else. Stop feeding the plantation. Get plant-based, get your own right here. rapstation.com/app. Get it.
Might be that time, Laz.
All right.
I'm throw that beat on, man. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Laz in the studio. J45.
Yo.
Let's go.
I'm the ruler, the leader, mumble rapper eater. I don't fantasize, I will sanitize this rap game as I rise. Calculator like I'm Jack the Ripper. Ripped up every phony rapper in the mixture. Picture me killing you with nothing trace. Slap a Kardashian, pull Kanye out the sunken place. No luck to chase record deals with my reputation, cause your agenda is feminization. I'm male testosterone, here's a Mufasa clone. Time to resurrect my big L Biggie Pac bones. My foes locked in crossbows. This brown face got you dazed like I'm old show. Kill 100 MCs in 6 seconds and split seconds like Quicksilver. To run it back for your pleasure in slow-mo. Kick in the dough, wave in the faux. All you heard was Doctor Don't Hit Me No Mo. With the antibiotic, hallucination, presentations, lyrics leave you psychotic. All the drug dealers coming to me for their product. Everything I speak is narcotic, something hypnotic. Chop the limbs off of these rappers like the gangrenous and necrotic. Come on baby, I got it, let me demonstrate. Critics all around me bitter, let them hate. Discredited for my skin color, forget a race. Cause I'ma rip and use your skin like Leatherface. Levitate to the top of the food chain. When I'm not a doctor on my toe with the Wu-Tang. Only competition for me, Clark Kent or Bruce Wayne. I'm not a human, something Kryptonian ahead of my time. You best to put some plutonium inside that old DeLorean. Go back to the future, Pac's back from Cuba inside your taxi cab. God, I'm trying to do good, but I'm Michael Jackson bad. They try to push me off the edge like Grandmaster Flash. Still standing for my rights like Malik El Shabazz. Killer, legal drug dealer. Don't worry about no jail cell, making bucks bigger. My finger on a gun's trigger when I configure to resurrect and redefine an artistry. Hip-hop is a part of me, the forefathers of the game calling me. They wrote the Constitution, you broke the law, abused it. Now I'm here to punish you, put you all in nooses. I'm ruthless, moving like Decepticon the Autobot. Rising from the underground like Oswald Cobblepot. I monopolize on your lies, now realize that I will stop till I colonize my colonizers. Optimize my brain matter, thick as snake leather. My 3 minutes worth 9 mil like Mayweather. And I will slay whether it's winter or spring weather. Me and Lord here together like the Emperor and Vader. Here come the K Crusader. Got the soul to make Richard Dawkins go pray to his creator. I'ma rock the bury my enemies, punching power of a Mike Tyson with the heart of Tyson Fury. Now it's time to worry when this brown man get off with an all-white jury. They wanna call me terrorist, might as well be bombing your favorite lyricist. Aim sharper than Robin Hood with the arrows. I'm Harry Houdini, you can't put me in shackles. Discipline in my blood like Ivan Dragos. Got all the gems on my gauntlet like Thanos. Indestructible but never comfortable. The way I touch the floor, I rip and slay ya. Climb as high as the peaks of K2, Mount Everest, Himalayas. So you better say your prayers when you see Lazarus come out the way. Break foes, snatch you out your dollars, rupees, pesos. Underdog, swinging at your guts like Lomachenko. Verbally, change your whole squad to come and murder me. I still walk away with the crowd like Freddie Mercury. Laz Army, mumble rapper killer, come see me, come see me. What up Detroit? What up Dream Team?
God damn.
Shout out to my mentors, Ghostface Killer. Shout out to D12, Swifty McVeigh, Obi Trice.
Yes,
shout out to Chuck D. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Y'all made me me.
All right, y'all, hold your seat. Hold on. Don't get locked out of this one. Download the app now so you'll get the notification when we go live. That's right, it's coming at you. Rap Station, the app. Get it. Don't get locked out.
This ain't really an ad for craft ginger beer. Reads all natural original, but I don't know. It makes me burp a lot. But I do like it every once in a while. Doctor, you prescribe a little bit. Is it all right? Does it get a head nod?
Prescribe you some Clorox too, man. Some of that Clorox to go down. Get that virus out of you.
We'll take a time now. You know, the most relevant MC in hip hop right about now, if not ever. I'm online right here, Rap Station. We got the COVID crisis hip hop town hall one-on-one talk with Lazarus, aka Dr. Khan, on the front lines as a doctor. Going to be on the new Rap Station platform. When you go to rapstation.com/app, pull down that app and you'll see us on a live one-on-one, pertinent, very important, and essential to be able to get your head understood on what's going on now, Doc. Yeah, we want to also. Yeah, thanks to everybody tuning in too. You know, I got the imaginary headphones hearing the master of ceremonies, Marcel. He's the magician. He's in the back, so that's why if you get a delay with us, that's what Marcel gets to order out. Peace out to everybody. Tune in. Be there 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Pacific time. That's right. And 9 o'clock Eastern time. And that's 2 o'clock in the morning UK time. Mm-hmm. And also 3 in the morning Europe, West Africa time. And what time in Pakistan,
That's
bro?
going to be about 6 o'clock in the morning Pakistan time, 6:30 in the morning India time. Don't be late to your doctor's appointments.
Right. And you talk about a world crisis, so hip-hop is worldwide. You got a worldwide MC right here, bro.
Absolutely. Salute to you, my brother, Chuck D, the greatest.
Well, likewise, and it's about making sure this platform at rapstation.com/app could be palatable for, you, your message, your music, and also get to the forefront. Quick question, right? Since you're on the front line, has this also been synergy for like a plethora of new songs?
Oh, absolutely, man. One of the methods for me to handle stress is writing rhymes, man. So when I get in stressful situations and when I see the type of stuff I see, it always inspires me to start writing some rhymes, man. So you're gonna definitely hear a lot of brand new music coming through to Rap Station very soon, man. And you know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna give them that real hip hop MCing, man, that the world needs right now.
Yeah, I saw yesterday, interview my man Willie D, big up Willie D, and also Scarface.
Salute.
And they were talking to each other on the recovery of faith with COVID. And I talked to DJ Jazz Jeff last week, and then we lost Fred the Godson. So this is a pertinent talk, man.
Oh, very pertinent, man. And it's just something that everybody needs to take really seriously, man, because to this day, regardless of all this deaths that are taking place and all the people getting really sick, there's still a lot of people out here that think this is a joke.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to alleviate that nonsense as much as possible. That's this Friday. Go down and pull down the Rap Station app, rapstation.com/app. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in right now. It's going to go down for real at 6 o'clock Pacific time right here on Rap Station, and 9 o'clock Eastern time, where y'all tune in and lock in all those worldwide times we previously talked about. Notice I didn't say Sydney or Melbourne and Korea and all that, because I just can't compute that time in my head right now. But
you got them down pretty good, though. You got them there. You got those other time zones pretty good.
I tell you, man, but I tell you quite briefly, I think this is the most sleep and rest I've gotten in 30 years, bro.
Hey, man, alhamdulillah for that, man.
Yeah, man, because being a father of 3 kids and 2 grown ones and one that's going to be, at the end of her single digits, sleep, man, is one of those things, man, that you kind of, sleep is like, yo, man, sleep is incredible, man, when you're a purposeful person. Because we're
not talking about those little naps on the airplane either, man.
Nah. I became a master at that, bro. Matter of fact, I even would be a master. I shouldn't even say this, but I'll be even at the wheel where you catch a light at the stoplight.
Oh, no, don't do that, Chuck.
Get that 15 seconds.
How not to die by the weapon formerly known as food. Hell not to die. Sugar, who you talking to? Dirty water, who be loving you? Stroke, no joke, musta hit that salt. Don't look at me, cause it ain't my fault. I know you want it, say you need it, and you eat it, cause you want it. Sugar, you don't love me. sugar, sugar, you don't need me. Now, it be eating me.
Eat it up.
Got us fighting diabetes. Stress levels, sleepless, emotional, mental. Drugs and the food I love screwing up my physical. I'll never fall in love again. With this hate on my plate and Food and Drug Administration. Is it my hallucination? Food is a machine gun. 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 Sugar, sugar, I know you move me. I know you wanna drink me. You and everything, not just candy. Worse than a pop-out, shoot 'em up, kill 'em up movie. A ride going on in that corner. About a word on a bird in that corner. Toxic, yeah, they just box it. Hard to tell the paranoid avoid it like an opioid. How sweet it is. They just line up these kids. How happy is a meal when dancing with cancer with that God bless America FDA romancing. A new old kind of gangster get down. Pesticide chemical get around. Fast food industrial sit down. EPA's a gang, throw it up now. Food is a machine gun. 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 Food is a...
Of course, what took place on Saturday with all of the audio issues with Teddy Riley and Babyface in their versus battle. Then on Monday, when they had round two, they get all together, folks like me headed home, finished the show. This came up. This is what we saw. If you were using certain devices, go to my iPad, please. We're having trouble loading this live video. So many people were trying to get on, and then it began to cause people to say, well, hey, is there anything else? Is there anything, like, can we have our own? What about our own live streaming service? Can we truly control the product as opposed to hundreds of thousands of people signing up for Instagram, making them money? And that's really what was happening there. Well, my next guest says the answer is yes, that we can actually do that. We can actually create our own, build our own. And so right now I want to talk to a couple of folks. One of them, of course, is the pioneer founder, Public Enemy, Chuck D. He has been in partnership and working in business with Marcel, who invented an app that actually, he says, you know what, will blow Periscope, Instagram out of the water. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Good, man. It was great coming on the heels of your last two guests.
Well, that's great. It's along the same line, right?
That's why we set it up that way.
Yeah, bro.
So first off, Chuck, how did you two connect? How did you and Marcel connect?
I've been having Rap Station, and Rap Station is a 10-station channel portal in partnership with Live 365 that gets into the curation and the total eloquence narration of rap music and hip hop. And I met Marcel through our general manager, Andrea, and Marcel is our app developer. And Marcel is one of those geniuses that when people look around, how come we don't have these people, or how come we don't have these portals that actually get our content and our situation over? He's one of those geniuses that end up partnering up with a super mega company and keeps on making all these inventions and innovations. And he's one of those guys. So I'm blessed and fortunate to have some of my ideas, since I've been swimming around in cyberspace since 1999, from Prince and awarding. Yesterday I put up a picture of me and David Bowie, because I was awarding David Bowie the Yahoo Internet Man of the Year in the year 2000 or 99, one of those 2 years. So that's how long I've been doing it. Back in the day when you had to convince people that having an email doesn't mean the government's on their back. So meeting Marcel is this one man. That's why he has one name, Marcel, just like Prince. formerly known as, and he's on the line to speak for himself because he's been saying for the longest period of time, man, if I'm in the area of distribution, content, music control, and stuff like that, and at the end of the day, I see that the people at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Marcel says he has something, and he's been saying this for the longest period of time. So here we are, Brother Romo.
All right, Marcel, tell us, what is it?
It's like you said, it's an app that will rival the majors that we deal with, and like I kind of mentioned to Chuck, I said, "Hey Chuck, you know what, man? I'm on Mars, and everybody on planet Earth. I keep hearing them say, "Hey, look, we need this kind of app, but I don't have a voice." So I said, "Let's call Brother Roland, and let's let them know that we do have this." Because I've been working with Chuck for a couple of years now with his app, and I've also built an app for, like, what I try to do is pull out the radio pioneers. There's a guy named Paul Porter who practically started KISS FM in D.C., right? And other people like that. Mark Clark is another one. His wife, Allison Seymour, is a 20-year veteran of Fox 5 D.C. I built an app for them. So really just bringing them into the fold over the last 5 or 6 years. When this live streaming became popular, I just wanted to build, like I had my own. Because I come from radio. I'm a 30-year radio veteran. I wanted to have an app, too, where I can kind of control it. So it's good to hear that everybody's on this, let's control it now. And it's time for me to say, hey, look, guys, I can help you with that. But I built an app for people, just like you saw Teddy Riley and Babyface. They did their thing, but they're putting it out there where they're not getting paid for it. And there's a big thing called shadow banning, and I know you're familiar with that, Roland. Mm-hmm. But they're not even letting us get our content out. This is America, too. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran, and I fought for my country so we can have freedom of speech. And these people have the audacity to kill out freedom of speech while they get paid. So my app is about freedom of speech. It does what these others do and more, right? And we're not going to be curbing anybody's freedom of speech. And built into it, you should be getting paid, and you can get paid for when you use it. So that's just where I am with it.
What's the app? What's the name of it? And then when will the public be able to access it?
New Media TV is my brand. So that's it. And we're gonna hopefully, with Apple approve. I just did an update. It was in beta testing, so I just did an update. Shout out to my beta testers. Appreciate you guys. And hopefully by Friday, we'll be able to release this. If not, the following week. So Apple, if you're watching, release our stuff. No, but really, so hopefully by Friday. Definitely.
So folks should be able to go to the Apple the Apple App Store, as well as the Google Play. Type in New Media TV, NU Media TV, to be able to download the app.
And then also people could go to rapstation.com/app to be able to get the Rap Station app, and the live streaming service will also be in conjunction with Marcel's company on the Rap Central station. So it's live and popping. So from my aspect, it's taken, since our music is bastardized as rap and hip hop, but it's around the world in 116 countries. It's a great opportunity for us to not only get involved, but people that have wanted to be startups and stuff like that, for them to be engaged instead of ending up finding a dead-end road with Twitter or Instagram, which Instagram has a whole lot of roadblocks up. And you might have your stuff taken down on YouTube or whatever. So this is something that's necessary for us. And the first ones that come along is going to be the bearers of the fruit. Like I said, I've been involved with this like 25 years, but to run into a person like Marcel, he's a saving grace to actually put 10 more years into going and connecting around the world.
Marcel, when you talk about this app, once it goes live, will it be open? Where is it free sign up like Instagram is, like Periscope is, like Facebook? How are you setting that up?
Absolutely not. I think one of the problems with these platforms right now is because it's free. It's a free for all, and unfortunately, it skews a bunch of people who just, with nothing to lose, they come in, they want to just, bring down the platform. I mean, we've all experienced that. But it's just a small.
So what you mean? What you mean? Trolls? Got it. So how much will it cost? So you say it's a one-time? It'll be a one-time fee?
Yeah, it's just going to be a one-time, and a small fee too. And we're still actually up till probably time that we get the okay, because me and my team, we're still kind of grappling a little bit with the price. But it's just going to be a small fee, so you'll be able to see it once the app comes out. You'll
hey,
Chuck, go ahead.
Hey, listen, roll it. How many people out there? I'm talking about creators. Still got SoundCloud burns. They still got MySpace burns. They got all these burns, as everybody kind of offers you the cookie or the cracker, so to speak. They go bite it and find out all their content is loaded up in the middle of something that they could wipe away with a swipe of a